Hello guys, and welcome to Till Vacuum Do Us Part. If you clicked on the thumbnail today and you were like, what is going on? Don't worry, we're just shocked as you are. I will say there's been a lot of things happening behind the camera for a while that I haven't been sharing that I'm gonna get you caught up on today. I was trying to be a good neighbor, but now I'm gonna just let you in on everything that's been going on. I will say you're probably extra shocked if you follow me over on Instagram because we recently got back from Destin and I was like, I want to buy a beach house. I wanted to put everything up for sale and just move there. We already knew this whole thing was going on, which I'll explain more, but I was like, do we not buy it? Do we just sell everything? Do we move? And then we're like, no, the reality is like, we're going to be here for a little bit. Dream bucket list, the beach house is still on it and I hope I claim it for us, but today what's going on. So I'm going to show you some clips real fast because I know you're dying to see it. So let's look at it. I'm going to chat a little more and tell you about the good, bad, and ugly about what's been going on, and then we'll go on a home tour. Definitely don't skip ahead. Don't do any of that because you'll miss some juicy details. So don't skip ahead. Let's go check it out and then I'll meet you back right here. Okay, so that is obviously a view from over. Chase took the drone out. So that's the farm, and I'll take you through a tour here in a little bit. But it is behind us. So like when I show our backyard, a lot of you guys are like, is that all your land? And I'm like, no, the cows and all that's not ours. So basically during the building process, we hadn't met that neighbor. And I will say we are very clean people. We are very kind people. As much as I could, we were coming over here every single day, picking up trash, keeping things clean, walking the fence line. We do live in Oklahoma and it's super windy here. So the day our roof was going on, some of the trash from the workers that were on our roof, I guess like they drop it down, what was blowing over the fence into our neighbor's property. And so we hadn't realized that happened. We were coming over to pick up just like our area and we noticed a neighbor out. So I saw Chase go over first in our backyard to go introduce himself. And like he went to shake his hand, Chase did, and like the guy wouldn't shake it. And I thought, that's weird. It's really weird for Oklahoma. If you live in California or something, probably not, but here it's like a big deal. So I walked over and like stuck my hand out. I was like, hi, I'm Ashley. And like, I could tell at that point things weren't going well. He refused to shake my hand. He basically cussed all three of us out. It was Chase, Savannah, and myself. I left sobbing. He was just really hateful. And he put up the like private property sign, like right behind our backyard. It was bright orange. And, you know, I'd asked him like, when we move in, do you mind taking it down? I promise we're going to be the cleanest neighbors, but he was basically mad that trash had went over on his side of the fence. I offered twice, like, hey, can I come over and help you clean it up? He declined both times. And then we spoke with our builder, like, what can we do to fix this? And our builder said, like, we had a cleanup crew already here that came often, like every single week. He said they can go over there and clean up his yard anytime they come here. He rejected that. Like, he was just really mad we built here. And I get it as a first reaction. Like, he lived here and then a lot of kind of houses have went in around him. And so the reaction I understand, like, you're getting closed in on, I get it. So I thought over time we would be like good neighbors and I would send, like I sent a card when we moved in, just thanking him again for being our neighbor and just apologizing for our mess. I sent him like Christmas gifts, just like, again, apologizing, go to a nice dinner on us. Like I was doing, the people pleaser in me was trying to win him over and it just was not working. We had also told him, because when we, right before, like at the end of building, I think, we saw a for sale sign go up. It didn't end up selling and they stayed. But we had told him like, hey, if you ever decide to sell, keep us in mind. Like we'd love to buy it from you. And he made it clear, like he basically never wanted to sell it to us. He wanted to sell it to a developer so that a neighborhood would go in behind us. He kept saying, I'm gonna sell it to them. You're gonna have, you know, a neighborhood right behind your backyard, like super angry at us. So we knew we had to buy it. So we always have just been watching it. We really didn't think he was going to be moving. He had gotten a ton of cows, you guys had noticed. He had put up like a new barn. So we're like, okay, they're here. We're going to just be the best quiet neighbors we could be. I will say their pond's right behind our backyard. We have a pond, but it's off to the side. So anytime they came down to fish, they would bring their grandson. I always took the dogs in. Our family came in. Like I let them have their time. I was trying to be like the best neighbor I could be, and it just wasn't enough. Well, one day we noticed all the cattle was gone. And I thought, it's okay, maybe they're just selling them off. And then we just started noticing more changes. And so we contacted our realtor and was like, you know, will you keep an eye on this property? And she was like, I actually saw that come through today. Another realtor team got it, but they are putting it up for sale. So basically we jumped through a lot of hoops to stay nameless, but we were able to buy the property without him knowing it was us. It took a lot of work, a lot of hoops. We paid over ask. We did it as is, never did a walkthrough. We had no idea what we were buying. We did send our realtor in once where she had described the house on the video looked clean, but she said the smell was like terrible. So that's all we knew. So we got to closing, we closed, and now I'm gonna show you our first time. I filmed our first time walking in and seeing it in our experience. So let's go through right now and you can just see like the barn we bought. So this is like the red barn behind us. Like a third of it is a house and the rest of it's a barn. So like when you guys see pictures or anything like that in our backyard, actually the front of it is a house. It's a cozy, cozy living quarters. I will say on camera, it even looks bigger than what it is. So it is a small little area, but I'm gonna take you through and show you what we bought. But we bought it for the land and the view, not so much the barn, but we'll talk about all that later. The door sticks. Okay.
All right, here we go.
Okay, I thought the smell was worse.
Yeah, I thought it was gonna be worse with the smell. It's not as bad as I thought.
Okay. I'm gonna take you on a tour just so you guys have a before. I will say we're pleasantly surprised because we had been warned that it smelled horrible in here, like cat urine, and I really don't smell it. We also thought we were gonna be ripping out all the floors because they had said this was LVP and it's tile, so I can clean that just fine. It doesn't even look bad. This right here is the living room. It is tiny. I don't know how it's coming off on camera, but it's just like a tiny little cozy, like under 1,000 square foot little house connected to the barn. I'm probably gonna paint the cabinets. I told myself I wasn't, but now that we don't have to redo all the floors, I think just painting those, just because they're so orange with the tile. I'll take you out here in a second. That's the actual barn area, but I'm gonna walk you down here. So this is the first of the 2 bedrooms, and I'm talking like super small. This is like maybe a twin bed right here and a dresser. So it's cozy, there's a closet. This window doesn't actually look outside because that's the barn area, so I can show you in another space. The bathroom's gonna need a little bit of work no matter what we decide to do to it. I am gonna have it painted. I don't love that the tub's like a tan, not tan, but like off-white cream, but it is what it is. Like once we style it, we paint in here and put up a shower curtain. And then right here is where the like stackable washer and dryer would have to go. But it's not like a tiny bathroom, like it's got plenty of space, so that's nice. And then in here is like the main bedroom. You can see those colorful walls. The carpet on camera looks a little dirty. In person, it's not. Over here, you can tell they've had like a safe or something, and there's like another layer of carpet underneath it. They probably had carpet installed around it. And then when they moved, that was there. Because, I mean, safes are really hard to move. And so it's like they left us the new carpet if we want to fill it in. So that was nice. Here's the closet. I feel like it'll have to be painted. I'll show you right here. Like when you open any of these back windows, it's like the barn area. So you can actually like check on your horses or whatever. I'll take you out there next. I think that's like really sweet. Like charm, if you like charm. I love how deep all of these windows are on the sides and the front. On the back it's not, but you could like keep things there, or I don't know. It's just cute. So here's this whole room, but that's it. That's the whole house. I'll take you back down this hallway, and then we will go into the barn area. I will say they left us a note. I think they took a piece from the oven for like their house. So we're gonna have to get that installed. And then they left us a surround sound, which I doubt we're gonna use. And we'll probably just take this stuff down. I don't know why they uninstalled it anyways. And then there's a piece over here. But now let's go out to this door. Okay, so that's all the inside. So I'm gonna take you into the back, but yeah, we bought all that not knowing. I will say, like, when it got appraised, I think they appraised that area probably for more than what it's actually worth. We also noticed, like, they took, I may show this later in the clips, they like unhooked the stove and took like parts that they weren't supposed to that go to the propane. They took a lot of things, like they didn't know we were the buyers, so they didn't know we could see what they were taking, but they were taking a lot of things that legally they weren't allowed to remove from the house. But we also couldn't say anything because they didn't know it was us, and they would know it was us if we said anything. So it was really hard. It was a long, like 35 days. Luckily we got to go to the beach and relax, and then we came back and closed about 5 days later. But this outside part, like, I was surprised. I will say, from what my realtor said, I thought it was gonna be horrible. Like, I thought we were gonna be spending all this money fixing up the inside, which we are gonna be doing a lot of DIYs. We may even hire a crew. We got different things to do, so definitely follow along if you wanna see us like work on that house. We'll talk about our options of what we can do with it, but first let me take you into like the barn area outside. So as we walk out here, they did leave like a lot of trash. We're gonna have to get a dumpster. I think this was their dog bed. Their dogs must have been outside. I saw them a lot, but you can see here, like all the windows that you were seeing in the house, look out here. Now, one day, if we ever wanted to, we could extend this house and make it really big. No plans of that right now. We went in this room and it's terrifying and it's full of wasps, so I'm not taking you in there, but it's scary. And then both of the doors on the end will open up wide. I could see having some really cool like parties in here or events. I could see like setting up a white tent in the middle of the field and getting married, and then having the reception out here. Like, obviously this would all have to be cleaned up, but it's a really cool area. Let me turn on the lights. I think I can do it right here. Boom. I see chandeliers. I see a lot of black and white paint. I don't know. I think it would be so cool. And then these are all their like stalls. You can tell right here, this one was like, they had two, yeah, they had a horse. They had a white horse and a brown horse. And so that, I'll take you outside here in a little bit. There's just like a lot of trash left. I'll take you into the other barns too. You can just see there's stuff everywhere. These like slide open. I mean, we could literally have a farm if we wanted. I have not decided what we're doing yet. I've probably mentioned that too. It's just like one step at a time. But yeah, I have no idea what this is. If you have a husband and you live on a farm, there's like a few of these hung up high. You'll have to let me know. Let me know. And then, like I said, that opens up so you would get a lot of airflow through here. I mean, it's a really big, like this is way bigger than the house. Like the living quarters. I don't know, it's really cool. It's really neat. So, okay, now I'm gonna take you to the outside, and there's other buildings out there I haven't got to see yet. I just wanted to show you the inside real quickly. I feel like that area is super cool. Like, I feel like I could make that a cool event center. It's not an option right now. Like I said, we'll talk about our realistic options, but it is a really cool area if you have animals or want animals. It was just a really cool vibe, minus that room off to the right. That thing was creepy. But yeah, you guys will have to let me know what you think. Questions, comments, concerns. Now I'm gonna take you outside because they have a few different barns out there as well. They did take some sheds that could be moved, which is fine. We didn't need those. They took 2 of those. But now let me take you out that way. I'll show you like the front of the house and then, you know, all the stuff around there. Okay, it's windy, so I'm sorry, but this is the driveway. It is a gorgeous day. And then there's their storm shelter, so that's super nice. And then this is like the front of the building. So you can actually park underneath here and then also have like a little front porch sitting area in front of it. It's really not that bad. And my goal is to have it painted. I'm gonna have to have it priced out, but lots of projects to come, I'm sure. Here is a different angle of it. And then you can see there's like a little animal barn here. This is like kind of for parking and different things. There's one back there and then there's one behind it. It is a perfect day to show you guys because the sky is gorgeous. Okay, so this is the most recent building they put up. So it'll be nice for storage, or if we do rent it out, I honestly have no idea at this point. But it's pretty big. They were nice and left us tons of trash everywhere. We'll have to, Chase is just gonna haul it off in his truck. We didn't get to do like a walkthrough or anything because we didn't want them to know it's us. I don't know if I've shared that story yet, but there's all that. And then over here, there's more stuff we're gonna have to have pulled off. But this is the outside of that building I walked through with you guys. So you can see. Trying to get through here for animals. And then there's a few little buildings or barns over there. And then all this land is ours. We have over 20 acres. It's so weird being on this side of our land. There's all of this stuff. Chase is definitely gonna have to mow like this area over here, and then we'll just start like trashing the stuff that is trash. What I will say, it is a really cool property. I feel like there's really beautiful views. When we came in, I thought we had just like destroyed their view maybe, and that's why they were mad, but like seeing it out there, like it was a pretty day. Anytime there is blue skies with white fluffy clouds, I'm just a sucker for it. Like that's when I try to get all my pictures done or anything outside. I don't know. It was just a gorgeous day. I had been so stressed going into that closing because we were spending so much money on something we didn't really need, but we were trying to protect our space here. I just hate to spend all the money we did. Like we have our current house paid off, and I just hated to back up to a neighborhood and lose our privacy. Like we swim back there. I don't know. It's just a lot. It's not something, we don't want to own 6 acres and then have a neighborhood right behind us. And that was obviously an option. There's enough land back there that they could have done that. Someone could have. So we just bought it for peace of mind. Plus, if that would have went in, it would have dropped our value of our house. So even if we decide to move one day, it's in our benefit to own that. We can sell it with it. We can sell it separate. We can hold on to it. We have lots of options. I keep saying that. Like, I'm going to talk at the end more about that, but it was better than I thought. And I went in today and I just had more peace about it. And I was so thankful. It's hard when you're spending a lot of money on a property you don't need, but you want. So yeah, like I said, the sky was pretty. I just had a calmness to me and I was just really, really thankful for that. This is officially all of our view now, which is so nice. I mean, I did not mind sharing it with the animals, but it's nice. It's all of ours. But now we're gonna take the sign down that he put up. It made me cry. I will say when he did it, it was like front and center right here. Bright orange, you could see it. And then we sent him like a Christmas card and a gift, but then put up a deer feeder over here and he moved it on this side. I don't know if it was him being nice moving it out of the center view because we sent the Christmas card, or if he was mad we put up the deer feeder. We'll never know. But what's funny, like the first time ever, like right before we bought it, because he moved the cows, you actually can't see it anymore. It's just funny because like this whole time you've been able to see it, but I know it's there. It's just like the cows used to keep the grass mowed like down, and it used to be at the top of the post, but the cows would like scratch on it, and so it fell down, which was super nice, so it was less obvious. And then you could still see it because the cows would eat around it, but now that they've been gone, it's actually hidden, but we know it's there. So we're taking it down. I said the first thing I want to do after we sign is go visit the house, which we did. So you can see that's it right there. But I want the stupid sign down. So it broke my heart. It made me cry. It's coming down. Oh yeah. Yay! Now that you've seen the entire property, first off, I want to know what your thoughts are down below. Are you shocked? Are you excited? What's everything going on in your head? I know mine, it's still a lot. So our options, like what are we gonna do with this? So our first option was like, let's just buy all this and we'll zone the front off and we'll sell it and we can get some of our money back. But like, from my bed, from our backyard, like that's our view. Like when we wake up in the morning and open our blinds, like that's where I read my Bible, I drink my like morning drink and all of that. I stare right at that property, and I'm sure it's no surprise to you guys, I don't like seeing junk. I don't like staring at all that. We already have like one rental to the side of us, and it's just a lot. And now that we own it, I hate to give up control to just like sell it and it be an eyesore. But that is one option. If we ever need the money or want to sell it, we could flip it. We could sell it as is. We could do like a mini flip, get a little more money. We could do a whole flip and extend it out, make it a much bigger living space, sell it then, and we can do that at any point in this process. We also have the option to rent it out, which I will say we're leaning that way. I'm still not super excited about it. So that is one area we could rent it out. We'll just be like super picky with the contract. Like there is so much storage space. Like we're just gonna make sure like if you bring boats or tractors or whatever you need, they get parked in like one of the garages, one of the buildings, one of the barns, all of that. There is a ton of storage. We just don't want it to mess up our view. So that's an option. I thought about just keeping it. My option would be just like keep it and use it as like a guest house for hosting anytime someone needed it, or like friends and family had family in, they needed a place to stay. You know, I'm gonna have so many people ask about like the land. What are we gonna do with it? Are we gonna rent it out? I see us just leaving it as is. We could rent it out to like people that want to put their livestock on it. And as much as I love seeing like the cows and all that, here in the summer it gets so hot, it does get smelly, and we're outside a lot with the pool. So I think we're just gonna leave that as is for now. So we're mainly questioning what we're gonna do with the front half. But that is what's going on. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. If you are not subscribed, make sure you are, because like I said, I'll be posting videos of just updates over there, what we're doing. We've got a lot of just like prep work, getting it ready. There's so much junk that was left. Like I showed a small portion of like all the piles, and we haven't even got out into the fields of like how much is piled up. We asked them like during one of the storms, a tree fell over, and like we asked them just to remove it before we signed, and like we found it behind a barn. They just drug it around. So we got a lot of cleanup, a lot to do, a lot that's going on, and I'll definitely take you guys on the ride with us. So thank you so much for being here. I hope you have a wonderful week, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.